a nice laugh, are you?
Australian legends!
Hey!
Sir, can you knock?
Alright, in this video I'm going to be reacting to Brewstew rat hunting. This has been requested in the comments by, what's his name? Where is he? Lucas Blanton 5203. He said to me, react to Brewstew's rat hunting vid. It's the video about his new house after he and Brewer moved out of the duplex. It's going to be a big play for when he releases Bad Landlord Part 2, so I'd watch it before he releases it. Good advice there, Lucas Blanton. I'm not sure why you left that on my Flight Plan 2005 reaction. It's not a bad movie. Not a bad movie. Did terrible views. If you have seen it and you liked it, go watch my reaction because I was along for the ride. First of all, patreon.com/FWCI if you want to support my channel further. Patreon.com/Brewstew if you want to support the man himself. And subscribe here on YouTube. Help me get to 25,000 subscribers and I'm going to do a reaction to the 1 million subscriber video that Tyler did where he answers a bunch of questions. So hit the subscribe button because I can see by the analytics most of you are not subscribed, which is cool, but let's change that. You might even get more Jodie Foster in your subscription feed. Probably not. Oh, maybe. I haven't watched Silence. Oh, Halloween's coming up. I should really watch Silence of the Lambs. Never seen it. I've just been piecing together the plot over the years from various Eminem songs. Now in Australia, rats... I'm sure there are places that get rats. I've never personally lived somewhere that had rats or a rat anywhere at all. I've had possums and I've had mice, but never a rat. And my presumption is we're going to be using like airsoft rifles or something in this to hunt rats. And I get it. There are animals out there that are pests. Like I say, if I have mice, better believe that those mice are getting killed. Though I do distinctly remember one day when I was a child coming home and there was like the stomach of a mouse on our doorstep and our cat Whiskey was sitting there like... For you? Well, let's see what Tyler's doing in this one. This is Brewstew, rat hunting.
Alright, so this story is a little disgusting. It's a story about my roommate Brewer and myself living in a house infested with rats.
Ugh.
Delicious. Now after all the haunted duplex shenanigans, me and Brewer decide to move into an even shittier house in an even shittier neighborhood. And instead of dealing with demon ghosts, we get to deal with a bunch of disgusting ass rats. I think I'd rather live with like a pissed off orangutan or something like that instead. Mr. Bubbles, do you mind if we watch Netflix in here? Oh God. Now when we moved in...
That's your preference right there? Man, an orangutan would rip your dick off and throw that shit in the tall grass and it'll never be seen again. Shout out to my Chappelle fans out there.
We obviously didn't know that the house was infested. But after a couple of days, we started seeing tiny poop pellets in the kitchen. Hey, have you been leaving little tiny turds around the house? No. Huh. Well, I wonder what that's all about. It wasn't until one night I was in the bathroom taking a dump, and I look over, and I see the ass of a rat hanging out of a hole in the wall. Well, that's not something you want to see while you're totally vulnerable taking a poop. Oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? Now, my first instinct was to grab a pair of scissors and cut its tail off. But then I was like, no, that's fucked up. It's like some Jeffrey Dahmer shit. What the hell's the matter with you? So in mid...
Alright, I'm glad we're on the same page that, like, snipping the tail off of a rat would be a kind of a sadistic thing.
Poop with my pants around my ankles. I open the door and yell, "Rats! We got rats in the house! Invading my privacy!" Now, it's important to note that this wasn't a mouse. A mouse is little, it's cute, it's friends with Donald Duck. People like mice. Rats, on the other hand, they're big, they're nasty, and they couldn't give two fucks about Donald Duck. Now, my bedroom in this house was on the bottom floor, so that means I could hear the rats outside my door all night long. Now that's pretty damn disgusting. All I could think about was, well, what the hell happens if one of them comes in here? Hey, what's the password to your Netflix account? We want to watch season 4 of Scrubs out there. I'd open my bedroom door, they'd all scatter every which way, but there was one big ass rat that was like twice the size of any of the other ones. That goddamn thing was like half the size of Brewer's dog. It was the Megazord of rats. That goddamn thing looked like a boss from a Mortal Kombat game. It was not afraid of me at all. It'd just be staring at me like, the fuck are you looking at? Why don't you get in the kitchen and make me some bagel bites? So needless to say, we had a big problem on our hands. People stopped coming to our house and shit. I'm not going over there. I don't want typhus. Well, I'll be damned.
That's bad, man. If people are not coming to your house because of it, yeah, you got rats. You got some fucking rats.
If I'm gonna live up to my asshole and a bunch of rats. Desperate times
Rats.
call for desperate measures. So the next night, I'm laying on the living room floor with a BB gun. I got a cupcake out in the kitchen as bait. It's time to pull a Lee Harvey Oswald and assassinate me a few rats. Now, I actually got real footage of this fantastic time in my life.
God.
Boom! Right there's the cupcake, buttercream frosting. It's delicious. And look who shows up. Fat-ass rat looking the party. I take the shot, and I totally fuck it up. Well, some Lee Harvey Oswald I am. Jesus Christ, my ass wouldn't even hit JFK's convertible shooting like that. So let's slow the footage down and analyze it like some little rat Zapruder film. Here's the shot. And this goddamn rat does some Neo from the Matrix backflip bullshit over my goddamn bullet. Okay, so clearly the BB gun is not gonna work. Time to move on to rat poison. We sprinkle a bit of...
I fucking love that he filmed all this stuff. Like, I guess he just had, like, good quality access to, like, cameras and stuff at a young age. I didn't, but if I did, there would be so much footage. In fact, I can't even say what I'm doing in that video.
Rat poison right on the front step of this asshole's house. And sure as hell the next day, it's all gone. They damn well licked that plate clean. 2 days later, I go in our basement and there's 4 dead rats on the ground. All right, job well done. But wait a minute, where's that big bastard at? That goddamn Megazord rat is nowhere to be seen. 2 more days go by. I'm sitting in my room watching TV.
He absorbed the souls of all the other
behold,
rats.
the big kahuna himself comes crawling across the floor in broad daylight like somebody's drunk uncle and just dies right there in the middle of the living room. Here's a picture of that goddamn thing. I put a little Taco Bell packet in there so you could get a reference of the size. But before we could celebrate, Brewer's dog prances on in. She sees that dead rat and she's like, "Oh, what do we have here? A dead rat full of disease and poison? Well, I better have a lick." Shortly afterwards, I walk out there, see Brewer's dog making out with this rat carcass. The dog looks up at me like, "Well, I wasn't just gonna leave it there. I'm a dog, you stupid ass." So I panic. I call up Brewer while he's at work, and I'm like, your dog was just licking a dead rat like an ice cream cone. You got any last words you want to say to her? But she was all right. We took her to a vet afterwards, and they gave her some medicine. How about you don't let your dog eat dead rats? So our house was officially rat-free.
Come on, man. You can't be... Dogs are gonna eat dead rats, alright? It happens. We have 100 of them in this house. What do you want me to do?
Hey, nobody got typhus, and I could poop in peace again. The end.
Woo! That is absolutely crazy. And after watching that, I think I had a rat once, but I think it ended up being a possum, but I couldn't see it because it was in my roof of a house I used to live in. And all I remember is I could hear it at night time, I could hear it in the walls, I could hear it walking around up the thing. So I was convinced that it was a rat. It sounded way too big to be a mouse. It was like... Then I went away for like a weekend. I had to go interstate, and before I went away, I just got a whole bunch of rat bait and just threw it up into the manhole of the house. Came back, no more rat, everything's fine. Only issue is, it's very unlikely where I was living that it was actually a rat, and it's very likely that it was probably a possum, and you're not allowed to kill possums. They're protected species. They have to be, like, relocated. But I didn't know it was a possum. I still don't definitely know that it was a possum, but I'm pretty certain in hindsight that it was probably a possum. But that video was crazy. All the real-life footage and photos and everything documenting it. I love it. That's probably my favorite sort of flavor of Brewstew is when he does, obviously everything is a story from his past, but when he's got the receipts, that always adds so much more, I don't know, just adds so much more fun and authenticity to every story. So this one was a lot of fun, and I'm very excited to see what the landlord of this property had to say throughout their tenancy at wherever this was. But let me know in the comments what you thought about this one. Don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube. Help me get to 25,000 subscribers. Patreon.com/FWCI. Patreon.com/Brewstew if you want to support the man himself. And as always, everyone, be well, stay safe, look after your friends, ta-ta, and farewell.